They're a little bit more simple down there, Jay.
It's hot.
They're a little bit more simple down here.
Yeah.
Count me down to 1, 2, 3.
Mean beavers or the? Yeah. The whole thing.
Count me down.
$55 a beaver. Oh.
I'd like to call the meeting to order, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular meeting of December the 7th, 2021. Does any member of council have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? We've had an opportunity to see the minutes of November the 16th. Is there any errors or omissions? So you've had an opportunity to see the minutes. Any errors? Okay, I'll entertain a motion then. Thank you.
Moved by Debbie Kupinski, second by Charles Hill, motion to approve minutes of regular meeting held on November 16th, 2021, open and closed session.
All those in favor? Carried. And Debbie has to sign it. Okay, so we're going to move on to our no. No, they can go. Okay, well then we'll do our road superintendent first. So hi, Dean, could you give us a report, please?
Sure. So we had a little bit of snow there on Saturday and Monday morning. So just if council had any people wonder why some of the roads were plowed there until later on Monday, it's because we still have one truck in Pembroke at the garage. And about a quarter way through another truck blew the hydraulic pump. So we were down in 2 trucks, so there was 2 routes that were down. We got the grader there and a couple half tons and stuff, and we finished it up, so. Got that done. We've got the hydraulic pump for that other truck won't be in till next week, early next week. But Danny, we had 2 used ones here, and he kind of managed to make one work for now.
Good for him.
It's not 100%, like we're still ordering a pump, but at least it's operational as of right now.
Now the other one, what's it waiting for? No, it's parts and they can't get the parts in.
Yeah, correct.
Do you know what is the parts?
Electrical.
Okay, electrical stuff. Right, keep going.
So Sue and I met with Lee Perkis and
Yes.
Taylor from the county on December 3rd. Regarding the cost sharing and stuff, so he explained a little bit more to Sue and I. And it kind of does make sense the way they explained it a little bit differently.
It's what's on paper. Anything can be said, but at the end of the day, I want to see what's written on the paper, because that's the problem. Sometimes they say, we're gonna go left, and then they write it right. And so, but anyways, let Dean finish. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
But I want to make sure that that's. the
So what they were saying, it's aimed more towards the bigger municipalities in the Renfrew County that with more development. Like they said in Iron Prior, there was Daniel Street now that they want to do a double way. So that wasn't in their 10-year asset management plan.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden they're bringing that forward.
Yeah.
Petawall was the same with the roundabout and stuff,
Yeah.
and the roundabout. So that's what they're basically saying. That's what they are asking why, or for a 10-year asset management plan from the municipality. So say for instance, if we decide down the line that we want to make a 4-lane or a 3-lane in Killaloo, that'll be included in that. So that's why it would be cost sharing with that.
Okay, but if they're focused on the large municipalities, then it better stay. Because once it's on paper and once it's passed, then I can't argue, but you told me it's just the big municipality. Well, it's on the paper, so we really, that's the thing that I'm nervous at. So let's always keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine, as long as they put down that the smaller municipalities won't have to deal with that. That's all, because it has to be right. It's just the way it has to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we'll make sure we put that down when we get our, make sure that that's down there, it is protected.
Mayor John?
Yes.
Yeah, I was reading through this. Who's gonna set up is it gonna be always the county doing the price on the sharing the cost, or does the municipality have any say in that at all? Like, I was reading through this.
They would.
Yeah, because it's their road, so most.
It's their road, it's their, so they're going to
They
tell
want
us.
us to share the cost, they're gonna name the price.
Well, yeah, in a sense, yes, because they'll be,
When I read that in here, that's the way it sounds.
because like everything from them is like through engineers.
Yeah, they
right?
have to engineer everything.
So we'll
so-
be paying for, like, if we're doing some development or whatever, we would be paying half the costs of.
And it's them
development.
that put the tender out, it's them that decide all of those things, and then they send us a bill.
See this, no, I run into the problem with the Minister of Natural Resources. He put an engineer in there that didn't have a clue what he was talking about. He said it needed 2 8-foot culverts and I could jump the creek. And I needed 2 knee replacements and I told him that. And this is on the public road, like, right, he got me to put a bridge in it.
Yeah,
And,
Okay, go ahead.
the thing is, if you get someone like an engineer like the Minister of Natural Resources have, you could run into an awful lot of problems. That's what I look at it.
Well, they even tender out an engineer.
Mhm.
They, you know, they have to hire an engineer to do the work, the tenders and that. Debbie, you had a question, and then Brian?
Yeah, so if that's the case, Dean, that they're looking at the large municipalities, I know we talked about how the Simpsons Pit Road, when they talked about the shoulder, paving the shoulder and stuff like that, so would that still be part of this?
that was in my next thing.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
They had talked, sorry. if you
No,
want-
go ahead and answer, 'cause I want you to finish, and then we'll,
Okay, because then they had talked about work being done in KHR in 2022. So that was one of them, the Simpson Pit Road. So they're gonna get 1.5 meters of shoulder, 1 meter at the most, wherever they can on each side for the walking paths and stuff. And no, they will pay for that cost. That's, again, that's not on paper, but he had said that too.
Okay, okay.
Brian?
My question was, so if we do a project in KHR and the cost sharing, is that going to be like 50/50 or do they have a set amount?
That's
Everyone-
negotiated,
Everyone will be different. then.
Everyone,
Yeah, it's
everyone will be
different, yeah.
different, just depends on the project. Right?
Okay.
that's right. So, you know, and there is lots of problems in Petawawa. Some of us at county council have been fighting for Petawawa because they've been asking to get that, I don't know if you've ever been to Petawawa when it's rush hour, you wait about 2 hours in line. So they've been asking, they're the biggest paying municipality in Redford County, and they can't get the county, it's the county road, they can't get the county to do the road. So then they got into this talking about, well, maybe if you helped us do it, you know, it's like $18 million project or something. So that's where all the fighting started. And then Armpar is growing so fast. And Armpar has concerns about the road and how they're gonna exit on and all those things. So then they said that they'd like to get the project going. And then that's when it again talked about, well, maybe if you help us pay for it, we can do it. It's still a county road though. You know, and I don't know where we can go whenever we do our road, who should we go to and ask for help? We don't go to the school board and say, you need to help us build a road. We don't go to the county saying, you know, that's where I got problems with it. Go ahead.
So the one you mentioned, Simpsons Pit next 2022, and they would pay for it, so will that come out, like Janice says on paper, will we get a statement saying that? Like, normally we do. get-
Well, yeah, we can't stop them, but
But we don't want them to do it and then say, now you owe us.
no, they,
X amount of
yeah, no,
dollars,
no.
right?
Well, that's why I have to be very watchful of what that policy says. Now, they met and were told one thing, and that has to be written down. So if it isn't written down, then we gotta continue to tell them that we're not agreeing to it. If they say, you know, and maybe we are going to have to get them to put it in writing, saying, anything you do in my municipality, I want you to send me a note saying you're paying for it, because we're not gonna pay you. And put them on notice, you know, so. Go ahead, Dean.
Okay, so the projects then they were talking about in 2022 was the Simpson Pit Road continuation to Round Lake. The Traymore Bridge engineering only, they're gonna take a look at it and see if it needs any work or anything. Jack's Lakes culvert, they're gonna replace that one. Wingle, 2 culverts, that's on Roachford Road, they're gonna replace both of those. The church wall should be done here next year.
Did they talk in length about that when you and Sue met with them?
No, not
Are
really.
you gonna say anything about,
No, they just said that whenever they sent the RFP out this year, that it came in over budget, so that's why they're. gonna
They've
revisit.
stopped. Now, if you remember, council, we agreed to get that done. We were gonna pay $5,000, and then they agreed that they were gonna do the other side and not bug us. But that's up in arms now. We don't know, Dean is talking to me about that. What happens to that other side? Well, I don't know, because I don't have anything signed yet, so just gotta stay on top of those things, And, we appreciate that they're doing work in our municipality. That's good, really good news. But it is their road. It is their wall. So. Okay, Dean?
And then they talked about that Queen Street over here they never said if it's projected this year or not by Mike Stair.
Yeah,
To be paved, because, well, you can,
Yeah.
the dip coming in, like, they realize how bad it is.
yeah, I asked him at the last operations committee, and he said that he was gonna do another review and see if they had the money. So then he never got back to me, so I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, so they just have, it does need work, they think they might just pave over it, but. Oh,
That'd be a lot of asphalt if you.
you put a board across, it's probably. 2
Yeah.
feet.
Okay, well, let's
Bridge on
wait
top
and
of the
see.
Bridge.
What's that, sir?
Put a bridge on top of the bridge.
Are we still having problems with the other bridge?
It's
Maybe they'd be overweight with the asphalt.
I did tell them that they did cut the bottoms out on the
Yeah,
camera.
oh, they did, because there's still water sitting.
That's
there.
what I told
Yeah.
them, and I said, whenever it rained, I took pictures and I'm gonna send it to them.
And then if it freezes over, it's just like going on a skating rink.
Yeah, because both sides are about 2 feet.
Yeah, they have no place to drain, they didn't build for drainage, So,
Does that lake ever have backup? That street lake,
you had,
Welks had,
because I just come around there the other day and it's not working.
no, Welks had, like, Carly brought that too, because I think Terry Mullen or somebody said that to you. I had, like I said, Welks put it back up and build the Cluches, because Cluches is the one that's doing the job,
Yeah,
but I'll call.
yeah, you better check again, if he's saying it's not ours.
just on the weekend there, I went by there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So then also I mentioned to Lee when he was here as well, about the Turner's Road Bridge. There's nothing wrong with the bridge, but from the winter sand built up years and years, there's probably 2 feet on each side of winter sand that needs to be with the backhoe or something cleaned out, so at least it will be drainage there, because right now in the spring, I guess you probably know, Brian, it gets pretty bad in that far end, eh? We tried with the steamer to go through it, but again, you're just going through sand, right? So. it's-
Again, it's their bridge, Ro.
Yes.
We were trying to help. them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, went down to Southern Ontario on Thursday and Friday to look at a few roll-off trucks. The one was didn't really a no-show. And
There's a joke there, but he has to tell you in private.
and the other one there, it was like, they topped it up, but it looked in pretty, about the same shape as ours, so I'm still looking for it. There's a few out there. It's hard to get one that's, budget of 30 or 40 grand. It's tough to get one decent shape like that, so.
And the other thing I guess I worry about is if the parts are getting so hard to get for these older vehicles. That makes me nervous. We could buy one and a month later, some big thing breaks, which is okay. I mean, but then try to fix it. And if we're gonna be waiting months and months to fix it, then that further ahead.
That's right. There's one in Burlington. I've been trying to jewel down a bit,
Yeah.
but he's not coming down too much. It's 49, I think it is, or something, but he's still not budging.
Well, council, maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah.
From what you've seen,
Well, why don't we give him the go and give him the 49? And we'll have it at the wayside. Like, we need something.
That was about a week or so ago, so.
Yeah.
If it's sold or not. But
Yeah,
still.
but I mean, we could give you the go ahead at least to raise up to that price. Any discussions on my suggestion? I'm gonna call for the vote on it. All those in favor of giving him 50,000, okay, all right?
The other thing is the brush pile, the firemen have burnt that as well at the landfill, so
Yeah.
it's all done, so
Good.
at least it's all cleaned up for the winter. The only other thing, Stan, I guess, is you can, I'm here, I didn't mean to bring that up.
Dean and I met with Rob Norris there this last
Oh, yeah,
Thursday.
Last Thursday.
And
at the dock.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
anyway, it was mainly about that mesh to go under beyond where we have the cement.
Mhm.
And now it seems like Rob has a handle on the material. He didn't tell you, Dean, what the price was on that.
No good unless we know.
Anyway, I know there was at one point in time, they were indicating on putting a nice chunk of money towards that from the association.
Yes.
Another thing they were asking for is with the water now fluctuating so much, if council would consider putting 2 more sections of dock in there to give a little bit more leeway there on the busy weekends for people to be able to hold their boat till they get a chance to back down and not be tying everything up. So Dean was going to try and get some prices on those.
I didn't, Stanley, I was gone Thursday, Friday. And then
Yeah,
Monday
so
was-
anyway, maybe, I mean, there's nobody going to be launching the boat there for another week or so, so we leave
Yeah,
that
but
on hold.
I guess
for-
Yeah, I guess it's either we're in or not. I mean, the price, if we're gonna be willing to put 2 new sections in, we really can't argue about the price because it's gonna be whatever it is, right? So I'm not gonna say no if I said you can have $1,000 and it comes in at
No, but
1,000.
like, I mean, is
No, I-
it still like within reason, or is it gone like?
Well, then
Then if
that,
it's gone there, maybe we just have to put up with what we got.
okay, but that's what I'm saying. Let's tell Dean what we want. Do we wanna just put it in there, we'll eat up the cost and that's it? Or do we wanna, if it's too expensive, shut the project down? We need to,
Dean said that there's a gentleman here now, a little closer to home, that deals with them.
okay.
Thursday.
Oh, well, that's good.
And he can get some prices on it, only he needs a little time.
Oh, absolutely, I have no problem with that.
Can only spread himself so thin.
Okay, let's just stop and talk about it though. If it's reasonable, who, pick up your hand if you agree, we'll put the 2 sections in. Everybody, okay.
It's reasonable.
And, Dean, you have no idea, right?
Not.
Okay, okay. All right, well, we're meeting in 2 weeks, like you said, nobody's gonna put their boats in. Maybe their fish shacks or.
Don't think we
Um,
need to go for that, but
Yeah, anyway, so you get the prices and bring it next meeting, and then everybody's agreeing that if it's within kind of reason, we'll put the 2 sections in, okay?
Okay,
And then what about the mesh then?
well, I can call the doctor, Rob, and see, maybe how much they want to go towards that.
Okay,
Maybe if I tell them that we are prepared to put 2 more sections of dock on there, if we can afford it, then, maybe they'll come up a little.
okay, but what is it that we're looking at?
Who's getting the price on the mesh? Is it? Dean
Yeah,
or
like
is
what's
it
happening?
Rob?
Rob's
he-
getting the price
well,
on
he-
the mesh.
Well, he had sent me a link or whatever, but I still never got hold of the guy, so I'm not sure if he was getting the price as well from somebody else or.
When you met him though, what did he say? That he was gonna get,
He never
didn't
really,
say?
no, he didn't really say, I don't think, Stanley.
No,
so there is a beast like that? There is mesh that,
yeah, there is.
There's stuff out there.
oh, okay, okay.
And he also spoke, not Rob so much, but other
Steve,
gentleman there,
Steve Lucas?
Steve Reason.
was there, and he said that he was in touch with Eagle Fire Department. I guess what they wanted to put it in. They talked to the firemen there, and with the water being low, like the bottom is like this, they took the hoses and they can kind of cut that off, you know. and smooth that bottom out so that mesh, when it's rolled out there, it'll be flat, it won't be like.
Yeah, but that's such a wavy spot there. I don't see that, I'm not an engineer. I don't understand too much about that, but I've been there many times. It washes out. So you have to, if you're putting the mesh down, it doesn't matter what you have under there, that's gonna wash out somehow. I think.
What
No.
we're talking about is they level it up so the mesh will lie flat. Then if we get sand on top of it, so be it, it's all right,
Okay.
it's gonna help.
But it won't undermine it?
Oh, I don't think it's undermined.
Okay, all right.
But-
Yeah,
What happens if we get a foot of sand on top of that mesh, it's gonna do any good?
well, then Dean's gonna have to take a
Keeps
shovel and
washing in.
shovel it.
No, but it keeps washing in, washing in.
Well, that's what, I don't see that work, but anyways. I'm not an engineer and I don't know anything about that, so I'll take the expert's advice. Yeah, but we need to know the price and how much they're willing to get, okay?
That's
So,
right.
so Stanley, you're gonna collect that
I
information?
can get that.
Okay, and then we'll leave Dean worrying about, the cost of the dock and the cost of that mesh. No, you think Rob's supposed to get the cost of the mesh.
Mhm.
Okay, so Stanley, when you're talking to Rob, tell him that it was, our understanding that he was gonna get the cost.
That's right.
Okay, all right, and then if you could bring that back for next week, or like you said, there's no urgency. The only problem is it falls between the cracks and we forget. And then, we should be budgeting for it, those kind of things. So, okay. Is that good then, Stanley?
That's okay.
Anything else, Dean?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, anybody else have anything for Dean? Well, keep up the good work. I'm really happy that you were able, Dean said, I'm down 2 trucks, and I went, oh my God, the phone's but you managed. Thank you very much. And the other truck, Dean's telling me won't be at least for what, 5 more months or something like that? April,
until
May,
maybe
June, July,
something like that.
sort of like the fire hall? Yeah,
Probably from March, April, probably.
okay,
It depends.
all right.
I can remember one Christmas Eve, we had 2 trucks.
I remember, because my phone didn't stop ringing. One guy was cursing at me and he said, you get in your car and you go and find out where those trucks are.
But
Yeah,
then we
okay.
got, next weekend, we got 2 brand new trucks. So that was nice.
And now you got another truck, 50,000 for the other one. But that's not that's Waste Management, that's Stanley's. Okay, anybody, you sure you don't have anything for Dean? Do we have bills? No. All right, is there anything here that needs to be addressed while Dean is still here? So, so you guys are still gonna work on the document at the county about the cost sharing for that part of it? And Tyler is working with you about the planning end of it, I hope,
Well, yeah.
because we have to have it done by January, right?
Yeah, there was an extension, yeah.
Okay,
And
so,
Lee did offer to come to a council meeting to explain to council.
well, you know what, I really tell him that I appreciate that. All I care about is that it's written down. You can talk till he's blue, but I want it written down. Because I have heard things often. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Mhm.
But if somebody else picked up the documents and the intention is not what's written, means.
Yeah, and I mean, we're facing an election, we could all be gone and then new people
Yeah.
come in and they can
Yeah.
say whatever they want, right? Except Dean, you be.
Yeah.
And Lee was very kind. I mean, it was nice that he came to meet. It was nice that he's offering to come, but I really think it would be a waste of his time and ours. If he's willing to bring it in writing and sign it, I'm good. And I think council agrees, right? As long as we have it in writing, we feel
Yeah.
safer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, Andy.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice night.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, Chris, and you were good.
Okay,
Can I have your report, please? I see it here. It looks very pretty Christmassy.
Thank you. Okay, the electric vehicle charging stations. So as you may have seen, or you can see in this picture, the stations are installed. I talked to the gentleman from Ottawa River Power and they said that there is an ESA inspection on December the 10th. And then they're expecting it to be hooked up or energized to the power pole by mid next week.
Good. Carl, I know you worked hard for that. Thank you very much.
So just in the picture, just to clarify, you can see there's the two stations so that someone can park on each side and sort of like that. Letter of support. So I've received contact from the Friends of the Bonnechere Parks group. They did a project called, they actually have their own fit trail, but it's completely different than ours. Ours being fitness, theirs being called Footprints in Time.
Okay,
And what it is basically,
history?
it's Indigenous history.
Okay.
They walk through the forest and learn about the Indigenous ancestors and their history.
Which forest are they doing it on?
It's it's part of their little walks of the Bonnechere at the park.
Okay.
I don't know the specific
It's
location.
not at Shaw Woods.
No, sorry, at Bonnechere Provincial Park.
Oh, Boncher, I thought you were talking about Boncher. Okay,
No.
all right. Oh, yes, of course.
So this is I did won an award for this. It was very popular. And it's very good for tourism in our area. And so they've asked me to write a letter on behalf of the municipality to support another installation of this, which they would be calling the Riverview Trail. And it would be an extension of their existing trail. I have the letter prepared. I just wanted to, if anyone wants to check it out, they can, but it's basically just supporting this
My
endeavor.
signature?
No, it's from me personally.
Oh, okay.
So it would be, they just ask a member of the municipality to write a thing. We can do it a different way. However
Yeah, I
you'd
think,
like.
just in fairness, Chris, to kind of cover your butt, I think it should be either Sue or I that sign it,
Absolutely.
okay? Not anything taking away, but then you don't get caught in anything where that's our job and, so. So you can talk to Sue about it. I don't mind signing it.
Okay.
So they're looking for support, but I just need a little bit more information.
So all they're looking for is just a letter that says that we
We
approve of
support
this
the
project.
idea.
No financial contribution. It's basically in their grant writing process. They're hoping to have a series of letters from everywhere, from different community groups, and including the municipality, that
Okay,
basically say that we support this.
where are they getting the money though? Because
So the funding would be coming from the tourism, the trip,
the province.
yeah, from the province. And I can give more details specifically about what
Yeah,
they're
and
asking
the only
for.
reason I'm asking is, Carmen has told me this so many times, be careful how many letters of support you put out. Because then when the municipality is looking for money, they're gonna say, oh, they already got, Boncher Park got that and the library got that, so the municipality shouldn't be eligible. So we're always a little cautious. I think it's a great project. But if we have something and we're looking for money, we shorten our chance because we're supporting other projects.
Okay,
Okay, so, but if we have nothing out there, then, if we're not looking for money for anything, then I don't see any problem with council supporting, right, guys?
yeah, this would, just for more information, this is specifically for the tourism industry.
Okay.
So we wouldn't have qualified for this grant. But I can.
No, it doesn't, any grant.
But I can provide all the information and give it to Sue and yourself, and then you can make the decision on.
Yeah, okay.
How we'd like to proceed.
And again, I'm supportive of it. I just, if you had something in the wings saying, we're gonna be looking for money for this, like our pathways, well, then it could, and I'm not saying it does, it could threaten our application because municipalities, they say that, they don't want to give a whole bunch to one and not, spread it out. So if we're looking for money, then we can say we support you in principle, but not with a letter because we're looking for money. We wouldn't want it to hamper our decision.
Okay, I understand.
Good.
So I'll pass that forward.
Good.
Rural Community Cooperative. So we have officially changed our name from the Rural Planning Group to the Rural Community Cooperative. That is our group of municipal, the 6 municipalities working together.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I did a little logo up just quickly. And the reason for this is because the group has decided that in 2022, they would like to continue on with the endeavors that we've been doing.
Good.
Looking back at the year, we've had Snowdown 2021, which is one of our most popular events. Sensational, as seen on Halloween, Twas the Contest for Christmas, and then of course Rural Rewards, which has been extremely popular. The benefits of working together, we've got cost sharing, more events, the cross municipal notoriety, business support, social media development, which has been huge for us as a smaller municipality, and guaranteed programming during COVID-19, which is really important moving forward. not knowing what's gonna happen. These kinds of things guarantee that we're gonna have programming no matter what happens. If you look on an attachment here, you'll see the rural community cooperative budget. It's quite detailed, and the reason for that is because I wanted it to be, anyone coming in or wanting to participate in this could just look at it and see what we're doing. All these events, you're aware of how they work because of how we've done them in the past, so that's not necessarily prudent to this, this ask. What is prudent is the first, second pages, which include the overall cost of the program, broken down into the monthly draws, so 11 months at $25, plus 1 month of $50 for December. The total cost for each municipality being $325. The rural rewards cards, 200 cards for 700, split between 6 partners. Advertising, 1,200 split between 6 partners. So the total program cost for rural rewards would be 642. And then these events go through, they have the total prize pot and the total cost per municipality. And at the very last page, the total program being $650 per municipality. And so what I'm asking for is to keep this program going. Traditionally, like Canada Day and other bigger events, we would do things like this because it's a new event. It doesn't really have that guarantee. So what I'm doing is asking council's permission to be able to pre-approve $1,292 to be able to run this program right away in the year, because we will have an event right away coming up for the snowdown. We also will have the rural rewards right away starting in January. And so my ask would be that we just pre-approve this budget item so that we can keep going and doing the good work that we've been doing with this group.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's finish your report and then we'll come back and get commission.
Okay, this one, I keep just getting more happy about this because it just keeps getting more awesome. So these logos up here, these are for your eyes only, but I just wanted to show everyone, we're going to be officially launching at our event, which I'll be talking about more. But you can see the turtle and the frog. Those are going to be our 2 logos, and the slogan, "We belong with nature," which is has some symbolic things as well in Indigenous culture. So we, as you can see in the first 3, we've got our initial scrapings here where they went through these mini excavators, which you can see. The person in the middle is Cameron from Happy Trails, and the person on the right is Stefano from Happy Trails. Really super nice people. They did really good work in there. So the trail is basically 50% complete. And the reason why we did that is because we want to try to be able to get more donations, specifically of 2-inch minus gravel and 5 7/8 crusher dust, because we want to try to make that money that we got go as far as we possibly can. The other reason is because we don't really know what the spring is going to look like with the water. And so if the water comes in really high in certain areas, we're going to have to adjust how we made that trail. And so the purpose of that is 2 parts. 1, to be able to try to get more funding. We have the funding to complete this, but ideally we want to push it farther to get more things. And then 2 being to try to see what's actually going to happen. But if you look at the bottom, you can see it's quite spectacular. It's 2 meters wide. It winds all through the forest. It's got different biomes. One being a pine forest, one being the wetland or the kind of marsh area, and then the trees and area like that. So I just wanted to share that with council. We're looking to have, if you turn to the next page, an official trail opening event, December 13th at 1:30. The event will include a smudging ceremony, prayers, speeches, ribbon cutting, opening, website launch, sign changing, and lumber donations. So thanks to Keach's Building Supply and Pathways, we were able to get donations of all the lumber required for the fitness trails. So we've already saved ourselves roughly $5,000 off the cost of our initial cost, but that's also why we're trying to do more donations and push this to the spring, so that potentially we're going to do this event and people will see this and want to sponsor this further so that we can keep it going. And then there's another picture of the trail. Continuing forward with the Kilu Pathways Park, we talked to kids about Kilu Pathways Park. We had some spectators when we were doing the construction. The kids from the school were pretty confused as to what was going on, but not for the reasons we thought. They were very worried about the trees and the environment. And so we wanted to make sure that we told the kids that the trail design that we did do was actually minimally invasive. So we eliminated only small little trees and very few of them. We took the path naturally that the forest would follow so that we didn't destroy the underfooting or any of the systems that are in there, because that was really important to us. We talked to them about the plan, the current and the future stages, and then their role as park stewards. The big thing that, in talking with lots of different people that I realized with these kinds of projects is that the kids are really important in the legacy of these kinds of projects, and making sure that the kids in these schools grow up to be a part of it, so that when they do get older, that they feel a responsibility to keep that going. And so we talked with Keeloo Public School on December 3rd, myself and Kathy Lyons, and then we're also talking this Friday to St. Andrew's School, just to tell them kind of what's going on and how we want them to be involved, but also that we're going to be having a contest in January. Not necessarily for anything specific in terms of a design, but more so to get them dreaming about what kind of things that they think that they would like to have there, because we feel like that's really important for the kids to feel like they're a part of what's going on. And that's why we're inviting Keeloo Public School to that event as well, so that we've invited St. Andrews there, unfortunately won't be able to come, but so that they feel part of everything that we do in that, so that they can, as we get going and things go through, that they always feel like they have ownership of that park and that they'll take care of it. So next, holiday wreaths. So the ribbons for the wreaths in Round Lake really badly needed to be replaced. So I got a bunch. I tried to save the ones that we had. It was not possible. They were handmade. Kudos to whoever did. It was actually like someone had made a bow out of a linear piece of ribbon.
It was Linda from Linda's Flowers.
Yeah.
She did a wonderful job.
It was well beyond me, so I took them apart and that was the end of that. So I've acquired some golden bows. I tried to do different ones in behind like they had. It just doesn't work with how out these are. So I hope council will be happy with the gold color. I replaced 10 already just because I want to see what they would look like. I'm going tomorrow to grab some more and then hang them up tomorrow or Thursday, and so that they'll be all up and around like the new ones.
They should be up before the Santa Claus parade too in Killoughby.
Yes, so we already have our banners out.
Oh, okay.
Are these ones just for Round Lake or are they also in Killoughby?
No, they're supposed to be for everyone.
Okay, so then, yeah, so
Even Will
they'll-
know, I think. Yeah.
yeah, so they'll be up Thursday morning. I'll have them out and they'll put them up Thursday afternoon and they'll be up for the parades. Other events and activities. So we have the Tree of Peace Library Open House this Thursday, December 9th. The Santa Claus Lions Parade, December 11th. A KHR Christmas dinner. So just a note, there is a change from it. The doors are going to open at 6 and the dinner is going to be at 7. That's what we've always done, but for some reason I announced it as.
Yeah, because when you told me, I was going, I wonder why we changed it. And then before I could talk to you, then it came back to the, I think, right time.
Yeah, I don't know why. There was just a miscommunication there. They told me like, yeah, your dinner's at 6 and then it actually starts at 7. And I was like,
Now they have new owners again, eh?
yes.
Yeah.
But we've confirmed that everything's good to go with all of
Yeah.
ours. I've given them our numbers. We
Yeah, I
are.
was
all
talking,
good
we were in there on Saturday or so, anyways, they came over, yeah, so we're good to go.
The Keeloo Pathways Park opening event, December 13th, 1:30. Council photos, December 21st. The other thing is the orange ribbon ceremony. So just because of so much is going on right now, I didn't want to take away from
Yeah.
a ceremonial event such as that. So what I'm thinking is with the new year and change that we would have this in January.
Yep.
So that we can specifically focus on this, because right now there's just too much going on. I didn't want it to be considered part of another event or
Yeah.
something else going on.
Christmas, yeah, we don't wanna,
So I wanted to be very sincere, and so that's why I thought the best decision was to push it to January.
I wanna remind council that, when we talked about the ribbons on the bridge and Chris was talking to me about it, and he said, Janice, we should go and ask Dick Watergon, what they feel about it. I think we're one of the few that asked, and they were very, very honored that Chris, that's a real, congratulations for doing that. That makes KHR look good, and I want them to know that we're supportive. And just by your call, that one call, they appreciate that we're doing that. So, kudos to you, and I want the council to know that, okay?
Thank you very much. So just some other updates. I did meet with my FM. They had asked me to come in and visit with them about their community calendar and kind of how they could help out the municipality. So it was very nice to meet with them and kind of see what they were thinking. And so that will be including them on their community calendar. So just in their connection to try to keep getting our name out there. I was invited to the OB Chaos, the Ottawa Valley Community Arts AGM, November 24th. It's amazing what that group is doing. They are extremely talented and doing a lot of really good things in the Ottawa Valley. A lot of those people are actually from Killaloo though. So
That's nice.
yeah, we are talking a lot about the future and hopefully will be included in a lot of their plans for art installations and other things like that in the future. So lots of good news from there. The Rural Community Cooperative, I met with them on November 25th. Killaloo Pathways Park, I met with the concept artist David Becker. You can see the illustration here. This is for your eyes only, but just to see what the barn could look like in the future and imagine children there learning out on the lawn. So David's worked with a lot of different groups all over the world. He's a friend of Kathy Lyons, and he is going to be helping us at no cost to be able to develop things like this for grants so that we can send pictures of what we're actually envisioning for the future, which is a huge asset. David's a really wonderful person and he's extremely excited about this project. And so there's going to be more illustrations coming out in the future, which will officially launch when they come out. But I just, for your eyes only, I want council to see that because on paper, it sounds like a cool thing, but when you actually see what's going on, it's inspiring. So I'm really happy with that. The Killaloo Craft Fair. I met with their board of directors on November 25th. Out of that meeting, I'm helping them with their strategic action plan. They're kind of in the same position as a lot of groups right now where they're just trying to, new people are coming in and they're trying to get things going. So helping them with that. The Renfrew County Recreation Group is meeting December 15th. And the next rural rewards job, which is for $50, will be December 16th. And that's my report.
Thank you very much. Let's go back. Any questions, council, on the charging station?
Oh, sorry.
Go back to the beginning. Any questions on the charging station? The letter of support? So Chris is gonna get back to me and council, if everything's good, we'll give that letter. Anybody have a problem with that? Okay, the Rural Community Cooperative? That's the budget. Yeah. So we are, he's asking for $12.92 and then we just plug that in 2022. So we've done that many times for different things. It's just that then we have to, yeah, we can't change that number, it's then committed. So can I have a show of hands that we're going to give the $12.92 on the Rural Community Cooperative? Everybody good? Okay, you got to go for that. Killaloo Pathways Park. Any comments or questions? I will be there. I booked it in.
Excellent.
Talking to kids about KPP. The holiday, I like the gold. It looks nice. Yeah. And council will give them a heads up that you change all of them, then they look better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show of hands. Thank you, guys. An update on the events and the activities. Any comments? Okay, go ahead.
Have you tried the lights, Chris?
Yes.
Does it work?
Yes.
It's just, because I put all mine up this year and damn things didn't work.
No, I tested them out. The power cords already.
Oh, that's nice. That's the worst.
I don't want you.
Lights.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, everybody go home. We might do this another time. And then the other updates, any questions on the other updates? As his report as a whole, is there any questions of Chris? Brian?
Sorry, just on the charging stations, so when they're gonna be in use, and people are plugging in, charging their cars, and where does the cost come to us then?
That's-
Who pays for that?
I don't think, I think it's
No,
all.
it's either on your, you either have a card or you have an app on your phone. And I think you hook up to it somehow, and whatever power you use, it's charged to you,
Okay,
and so on and so forth.
and someone asked me that, and I said I have.
No, it doesn't, it goes to our power, sorry.
So whoever charges their vehicle will be.
It'll be
Will
like
be
an app
charged
on your
with the
phone,
card.
Yeah, okay,
and you just punch your number in and plug your car in, and
makes sense.
you automatically bill.
Debbie, question?
Just a couple of questions for Chris. I know you were working on some other things. One of them was the little gem, the anniversary.
Yeah, so the 15th of December, that should be in, that award.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
thinking that we should do that in the new year, though. There won't be enough time.
Yeah,
Unless council wants to do it
yeah,
earlier, but-
okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, if it's gonna.
Yeah, sorry, there was a bit
Again,
of,
we don't need to crowd it, then it doesn't get
Well, no, you don't
recognized.
get the recognition.
and that's my fault. There was a bit of an issue out there online ordering, but we got it figured out and we did it the old fashioned way and now it's coming. So,
Perfect. The other comment, I know it was in the newsletter, not this one, but the one before, regarding the drop off for Graham's pantry, regarding the electronics and stuff like that.
I
Don't know if
never
you've heard anything.
No, I haven't, but I can follow up with that. I had connected the two.
Yeah.
And then I never heard about that again. So
Yeah.
I will follow up with that.
Perfect, thank you.
Good. Anybody else have any questions of Chris? Chris, anything else?
No,
Okay, you have a nice night. We'll see you on Thursday.
thank you very much.
Again, I may be late, so hang in there for me, please.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss
As soon
Sue.
as you're driving in, the lights will go on.
Of course, you know I don't speed, so we have to be conscious of that. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay, Dale is online as well, and I did prepare a report regarding the asset management plan. They were going to come up with the information, but we kind of thought that.
Everybody, this is what it looks like?
Yeah,
It's just a small document.
yeah.
That's what. Oh,
So it was part
I
of
read it.
the grant that we applied for, and Dale has worked really hard on, to make sure that we are compliant with the deadline. Of course, we did meet that deadline.
we're ahead of time, weren't we?
We're ahead of time, and like I said, we've applied for a further grant for the second phase, which is due July 1st, 2024, and then there's a third phase, July 1st, 2025. So what I'm asking for now is
A motion to accept.
a motion to accept the.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
I see that. Did we?
Yes, good for you.
On page 38. Everyone got it?
38? Everybody, 38?
Page
Okay.
38.
Yeah.
Given below average condition, the source of on water mains. If this water mains very poor at 100%.
Who would have supplied that information? The Aqua?
Yeah, we had to provide all the information to Alpha.
And we're talking like, I forget how many $1 million it is to, like $3 million to replace the water mains.
If you were Aqua, wouldn't you put that?
I shouldn't have read it. But it says.
That information provided,
Go ahead, Dale.
sorry to interrupt. That information was only partially provided by Aqua, so that portion of it isn't really 100% accurate right now. Ashley wasn't able to properly get us the information that we needed for that. So for getting compliance for the project, we got it put in as that right now, but we don't actually have the proper, I guess you could say the proper conditions for it right now. We're still waiting on that from Aqua. He's having an awful time trying to really get an accurate reading on that stuff.
Except doesn't it look bad for us then if we're
That's
putting
what I'm
information in that maybe is not correct, Dale?
Sort of, but really not really, because this is our platform to work off of. None of this is set in stone, that we don't have to follow the document per se.
What is gonna tap our fingers? All right, Debbie?
So just, so the title, on the front page, it says it's 2020. Should it be 2021?
That's what I was gonna ask. Is that a 2020 document or a 2021 document?
It was started in 2020, but yes, it probably actually should read 2020. I can get them to adjust.
It should read 2021, right?
Yes.
Yes, technically it should read 2021.
So let's change that.
All right, and I guess the next question, so I'm assuming that, so the motion that's on the floor, but the ones that I have here, it says draft. So
Yeah,
I
as soon
have-
as you pass it,
So I
then
have-
it's,
oh, okay, all right, so this is not a draft document that we're passing, it's.
No.
no.
I-
As soon as we pass it, it's no longer
Thank
stuck.
you.
But that's, the water mains just popped up to me.
Well, good for you that you read it.
I didn't-
Of course, I spend hours and hours reading this.
I read the whole thing one morning.
It's not that hard to.
No.
pretty-
When you wake
Anybody
up-
else have any
when you wake
question?
up in the morning, you have nothing to do, you think, here, this is read.
Yeah, I wish I had nothing to do.
And
Okay,
like you
is,
said, it is a working document. So.
yes. Anybody else have any questions on the asset management plan before I call for the motion?
It's just a replacement cost.
I know.
Yeah.
Every municipality in Ontario is looking at that. Okay, motion, please.
Moved by Brian Crossley, second by Carl Keel, whereas the province of Ontario has regulation 588-17 mandating that all municipalities have a municipal asset management plan, whereas the municipality engages the services of PSD citywide to provide the municipality with an asset management plan to comply with the regulations. Now therefore, Council of the Township of Hillsborough and Richard adopts the asset management plan provided by PSD citywide, which will act as a guiding, supporting document for the township's capital and budget needs.
Discussion, all those in favor? It's carried. Okay, Sue?
Oh, yeah, now, thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
Take care.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
So I prepared a report on the planning services agreement.
Oh, yes.
Both Tyler and I met with Bruce Howard.
Mhm.
And as you can see through the planning services agreement, we don't have any really concerns.
What do you need on concern?
Well, there's no concerns, like it's just the planning services, like they're gonna provide. the
Oh,
same
yeah,
Services.
to us.
To us,
Okay.
as a county, it's just that they're looking at all municipalities, you know,
What about the development charges? Under lead,
that's underneath. So that's nothing to do with the plan.
well, it sort of does.
Well, it is, but it has nothing to do, like, we're not, signing this planning services agreement does not bound us to any developmental charges. They're only going to provide the same services that they provided in the past.
Perfect.
The only other thing that is,
You have to pay.
if the municipality wanted, because right now, when a zoning application comes in, I do all the
Yeah.
notices, and they would do it if for a price, but we still have the right to do it.
Okay, yeah, we have the right to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper that we do it.
Oh, for sure, but it's.
Yeah, they're offering if we didn't have the staff like other municipalities.
That's right. So I know there's a motion on the floor to adopt the planning services agreement. Also, when we were talking to Bruce, that we are one of the three
Yes, and they're gonna get it this year.
in 2022 to go
That's really good news.
with
that's
the
good.
comprehensive zoning bylaw.
And they know they're supposed to work with me.
Yes, they're preparing the templates that we'll provide the council to take a look at. And,
Okay.
in
Sounds
the
good.
process.
Okay, so any questions on that, council? I'll let her put the motion on the floor. Okay, where you go?
Moved by Carl Keel, second by John Jeffrey, motion to enter into a planning services agreement with the county of Renfrew to provide local planning advice, assistance, and core planning services.
Discussion? All those in favor? Carried, thank you.
Okay, so the other thing is, as you're aware, both applications for the cell service have been withdrawn.
Sorry?
Both applications for the cell service.
Yes, oh, yes.
Have been withdrawn,
Good.
but Rogers is looking at a possible location in Buckhill.
Okay,
Then that would all go to Chris, they would look after everything and provide a report back to council, but we haven't heard anything. The only other thing was, I got a letter from Rose from the county of Brantford. They're looking, because the municipal elections is in December 20, or in October
October
2022. They're wanting to know if council would put forward when they're inaugurating. So I'm thinking it's probably the first Tuesday.
Yeah, and we've always had it that way. I think
December,
actually it's
isn't
in
it?
one.
Yeah.
No, no,
First Tuesday in December or is it November?
or December, I thought you said in the summer. It's always the same, and it was the first Tuesday, and we started at 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. So I
Okay.
was just, yeah, she sent a letter around. to
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay, yeah.
And the only other thing was the petitions for.
Oh, yeah, so we'll talk about that. So council, in your package, we were presented, the municipality was presented with the petition signed, and just give me I'm gonna read it, I have a suggestion. Okay, so the petition says, this is a petition to have the washroom open for public use at the Killaloo Town Hall, which houses the public library. Okay, so, council, I want to make a suggestion. So it appears that the patrons of the library are the ones that are complaining that they don't have the right to use the bathroom. And we've had people come that are using the library, they've come up to our office and said that they were told that the municipality was at fault. So I'm going to suggest to council that what we do is we write a letter to the board, to the library board, and to the librarian saying that they have our permission. They can open the bathroom down there, not the one here, the one down there, and that they pay the cost out of their budget. So there is COVID restrictions, there's cleaning charges, and if it's for the library, then and they're telling the people that were at fault, and this lady's saying, I want to use it when I go to the library. So let the library go ahead and open the bathroom, but they're responsible. And we will make it quite clear in the letter that they're responsible. They can contact the health unit to find out what the things are that they have to do, and then they can pay for it. And that way their patrons are getting the service, and it's for them that, okay. And I will not allow, no more are we allowing the library to tell everybody it's our fault. Now they can do it. We're giving them the permission. It's their choice, and that's up to the board. Now, how does everybody feel about that? Debbie?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I have no problem with that. Now, a few weeks ago or whatever, I was in Petawawa,
Oh, yes.
and I was in two different stores in Petawawa. And I made a trip to Tim Hortons first, and then half an hour later, it's like, okay, coffee starts to hit. I went into both facilities, and both of them said would not let me use the washroom. And then I think I was in Eatonville, and the Country Depot's got, on the weekend, I was just there, and there was a sign on the door saying washrooms are just for the workers only. So that's not uncalled for, right? So it's, yeah.
Any other comments? So my suggestion is we write to the board, because it's their decision, telling them that we are giving them full cooperation and full permission to use only the bathroom down there that's designated for their use. And that they must follow all COVID and pay for it themselves. And then we're in the clear, and we won't be creating such a problem that a petition has to come before us. So, any questions or comments?
Gonna be at the board meeting next week?
Is it this week or next week? Listen, I have no problem. I'm saying it out in the public. I have no
We're gonna
problem.
be dealing with that at the next meeting.
Well, I kind of touched on it the last meeting. I said, enough's enough, where the council is not prepared to pay. Now, 350 people signed a petition saying that they want it open. Do they know there's costs involved? Do they know, we're not obligated to do that.
And we've had it up here twice, I think.
No,
already at
4
council.
times. 4 times.
4 times.
Yes.
then-
And I get an email relatively often. So,
So I just wanted to come home from work last night.
okay,
So.
Explain it.
Out tonight.
okay.
I agree with you. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, and that way, the thing that really got me is sending the patrons up here to give our staff heck because we're not opening the bathrooms. Like, just say they're not open. Don't say he's blaming and all that. Now they can blame themselves. And we sit on the board, so we can explain that. But
Did you get the big email, Tim?
yeah.
Did you get an email?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, she come right to my house. last
Oh.
When is the library meeting? I thought it was tomorrow.
Better get the letter.
I think it's on the
You're
8th.
right, yeah, it is tomorrow.
And
I thought it was next week. I was trying to-
and I have to apologize, but I can't be there. No, I can't. But listen, I have no problem. The next meeting, I'll go right in front of them. I have no problem defending council's position. Because I am tired of this issue. We do not have to provide that service. We have an obligation to protect staff and the public, okay? It's not just, just open it up and don't worry about it. There's rules we have to follow. Council's not prepared to do that. Please use the bathroom before you come in. Yes.
Maybe at the board meeting, if you want to make suggestions or Nicole, according to Debbie, in this letter, the Warrenberry's Bay never closed the bathroom, so maybe she can contact their
Yeah.
librarian and get.
But that's the library board that
That's
decided
right.
that.
right, yeah.
And they're not in the municipal.
Yeah,
board.
that's
right.
It's separate.
And again, I
Maybe they
think,
can get, she can get some information,
Yes.
how they dealt with their.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good idea.
it's good, very good idea. Ted.
Can we get a letter drafted immediately that you can sign and Brian can deliver tomorrow?
Sure.
I would like that.
And I honestly, I'm sorry, I can't be there tomorrow. I have to go to Ottawa and I don't think I'll be back, but I have no problem defending it. And so if anybody on the board wants to call me, I just tell them to call me. Like, I'm not free tomorrow, but any other day. And Brian, you can defend council's position.
So they're going to, has the library been notified of this already?
No, this is just a recommendation. I couldn't do anything till council gave me approval.
So you're going to deliver the letter, right?
Well, maybe phone.
No, we don't come in. We do
Phone,
Zoom.
phone meeting.
Oh,
I can
You don't have
pass
to in
mine.
person.
can we not deliver one tomorrow sometime?
Yeah, we will.
We'll
Sue
do
says
it
we will.
tomorrow, and it'll be brought down to her tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was-
And then she can bring it up at the board. Okay,
I
And
have
then-
one more question on,
yeah,
not on that itself, but the petition.
yes, can I just?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, the other recommendation is that we let Ms. Haldy know that she could tell, I don't know how she wants to contact, these are all her people that she got. She could contact them that we are giving permission to the library board so that they can have their issue with the board there. Okay, that would be my recommendation, so.
The question on petition.
Okay.
Because it was brought
Yeah.
to my attention by Debbie.
Yeah.
Ms. Holly. If there's a certain percentage of people in the township that sign a petition, can it go to the municipal board?
Well, petition,
Seems
I have a
awesome
really
to me.
hard
I-
time, yeah, I have a hard time with petitions. Because I've seen some of the people, they need to be part of a discussion. I never sign petitions. I never sign them because there's always that underlying you don't know about, right? You gotta give two sides of every story. So do these people all know that we said no 4 times? Do these people know that there's a cost and there's work to it and all this? So, but it was very nice that she did that. She went to a lot of trouble. And it did, and kudos to her, it's convinced us to give permission to the library board to go ahead. So, she needs to be congratulated that she did that. And now we'll let the library, they can open that for their patrons and they can let people in. And of course, they have to look after the COVID and they have to pay all the costs and that. But we will get that letter and get it to them so that it can be before the board. Okay? I'll give that back. And again, make sure you thank Miss Holly because, she did, she got us to give them permission and maybe we should have been doing that right off the start. And so I apologize for that. And let the library board, which Brian and I sit on, let the board make that decision. Okay, anything else? No, that's good for me. All right, let's move along then. Expenditure services, committees, okay. We have the correspondence then. I got this email. I mixed up all my papers. Let's see. And where's it? The one from Jenny Blake? Jenny Blake? Okay, I have it. Oh, maybe, okay, so I'll give it back to you. Okay, so, I got this email, from Jenny Blake, and she's asking council, for consideration about this. Now, normally we don't do this, we don't, unless, it's really council's decision. You just have to be careful because there is many people like this that volunteer in this community. They volunteer for the church and they volunteer. I know there's so many people that do a lot of good for the food bank and all those things. Lots of volunteers. And then it's just, we have to be careful that we don't then get people mad because nobody else is considered.
You know what about in the newsletter, how Chris has the community spotlight?
But then again,
But no, then there's people, one time it was Harold, one time, and every month, every newsletter, it's somebody.
it just had to be. So if I put in that, I think Ted should be nominated because I seen him helping a little lady across the street.
Yeah, and well, the community spotlight, it changes all the time, right? So it's just your
But
highlight.
what's the criteria?
I can't remember, we'd have to ask Chris as to what the criteria is for the community spotlight, but it's.
I've asked Brown, they do a volunteer of the year.
Yeah, we used to do that.
Brought in by nomination.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We used to do that, but, we got criticized and, how come Joe got it? Joe doesn't do near as much as my mother, well, why didn't you nominate? Well, I didn't see it in the papers. We just got that kind of stuff, But, well, do you want Chris to look at it? Just again, we have to be careful because you're opening a door and I don't want anybody to get hurt.
I
Because,
like Debbie's idea, but I think it should be on a nomination basis.
yeah,
and I think that's how it was before, because
We did it by
I think
nomination.
Kathy and Phil, like Kathy
Yeah.
Lance, they were, in the newsletter at one point too, and I think that's what it was by.
But what if we ask Chris, to develop a program by
Yeah.
nomination and he could run that maybe in 2022?
Yeah,
And we could tell Jenny, thank you very much, but that she could nominate this candidate, then whenever we do set up the program, that way, and just tell her we need some time to develop it. How is that? Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well done. Dog pound agreement,
another dog. Yeah. that's what she-
you have it?
Yeah,
I'm all mixed up here.
You got no choice.
Well, no, but, and so is council okay to enter into,
Yeah.
do it for a year?
We just don't have a choice. Yeah, we don't have a choice, no. Okay, I need a motion then that we do that? Or you have a motion? Show of hands. Okay, show of hands. Stanley, you're okay? Okay, John, you're okay? All right, go ahead then. The Warden's Service, Community Awards. D is the MDNRF, Approved Forest Management Plan Inspection, Ottawa Valley. GAMO, the Watchdog. Killowan Area Lions Club, the invitation to the parade, I will be attending on the township's behalf. Pardon me? Yes, yeah, I was talking to John. Okay, the CRC, donation to the annual food and toy drive.
Each year.
We leave everybody do it themselves, yeah. Yeah, Henry and I support that program. So if any of you want to support that, that'd be a really good thing.
Did we,
Yeah,
it says the food last year with your generous support.
we didn't give anything.
It's a stick.
Is it, it's not addressed to me, eh?
No, it's a form letter.
I think it's a generic.
Yeah.
Ministry of Infrastructure, Building Broadband Faster Act. Any comments or questions on that? Okay, then we're gonna move on to any unfinished business. Oh, yes, the new agenda. Right in front of that red thing there. Right in front of the red thing, yeah. Ooh, so that's the condition.
Yeah, but the agenda.
Okay.
No.
You're
Yeah,
there.
that's the red.
I didn't see that. Okay, County of Brantford, the COVID bulletin, any comments or questions? Ministry of Solicitor General, Johnson and Johnson vaccination.
This is all Ontario fire chiefs.
He said, yeah.
So it went to Bob.
We went to Bob sent to me saying, like, they can get some, the one-shot
Oh, okay.
vaccines, so.
Yeah.
Ottawa Valley Business Letter. Ottawa Valley Cycling and Active Transportation.
Now, we can't divert bikes from the waste management staff because once it hits the site, it's considered.
No, that's
garbage, right?
it's scavenging. I mean, we could put this down for the budget, but again, you know that we've got 20 asks already.
Ian and I have donated 2 bikes, like we
Yeah.
dropped them off at Ish's place, so we, yeah.
Okay, well, do you want to put that in for our budget discussions and we can talk about, they're asking for money too, so. Letter from Robbie Anneman.
So that's the meeting that they're requesting, right?
Yeah, they're looking for.
Have they got everything all settled so that we're not gonna get canceled again?
Yeah, they got letters of patent and so they're ready now.
Oh, they're ready.
to
Okay, that's
move forward.
good. Good for
And they
them.
would like a possible, meeting date and time in the new year. Because that's what we told them.
Yes, okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let me go. I think it should be a special meeting, council, or, and that would, that's what I will be calling it. How about? Okay, are you curling and all that? No. How about the 6th of January or the 13th of January?
What was it, 13?
13th of January, 7 o'clock?
Let me just-
Oh, sorry.
December this year.
January next book.
Yeah. 2 calendars, because I got it before one of my calendars not working.
You always, this is the best. Always works. Unless you break the lead on the pencil.
And you lose the ball.
And you lose the book.
Or you're like Carl and you forget your book. But he brought it.
Ryan, are you okay on the 13th? John,
Yes.
Stanley?
I can't.
Oh,
You
you
can? Okay.
13th,
Sixth,
No, just wait. Which one?
6th.
6th, okay? 6th of January. Everybody okay with the 6th?
What time is the meeting?
Yes, 7 o'clock. Stanley can't make
I
it.
gotta go to Ottawa that day. They're
Okay.
gonna check.
Okay, what about the,
20th?
no, what about the 12th?
You know what? I think the last time they couldn't make our date. Why don't we give them more than one?
I think.
If they want to meet with us, they can find it. Oh, okay.
12th?
We were trying to accommodate the last time and they canceled me. So
Yeah.
let's give them a date. If they want to meet with us, they can come and meet with us. How about the 12th?
11th would be fine, it's my birthday.
We'll give you a cake on the 12th.
January 12th?
January 12th at 7 o'clock, special meeting. Is everybody okay with that?
7 p.m.
7 PM. Now, this would be a Zoom or in person, council?
What do we do?
Are we allowed to bring everybody in, like?
We only know, we don't know what this new variant, you better
Yeah,
say it's a Zoom, eh, guys?
just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be a moment.
No,
Well,
no, we come in, but the,
Unless things happen, but yeah, we should be able to come in, right?
Yes, unless something changes in the next.
Only all this small like that with the road conference.
well, so far, they're saying they're not changing them.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All the cases going up and Ford is not. Is not extending.
No, he's not gonna put the new action plan in, but,
Cases are going up.
Cases.
It's not the hospitalizations. like-
no, because the people that, there's only, anyways, we'll talk about that in a little minute, in another minute. Okay, so that's good, then let's, would you let that group know? Okay, all right, now let's move on to unfinished business.
And we're telling that's the only available, but we have to do it.
No, I think that council makes themselves available and then we get canceled on. So this is the date that we're available and they can either try to accommodate or not. Okay, so any unfinished business?
Yes,
Okay,
I brought it up before and I think I know the answer, but I was asked again. If we would do anything, selling the old fire hall.
no, I think council decided that we keep it for Dean to be able to use. Okay, and Dean was quite happy about that. He's already got lots of stuff in there. So, council, you still stay the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other unfinished business? Okay, any new business? Anybody have any new business?
Does everyone know about the 14th?
14? No, we're talking
Oh,
about.
sorry. Okay, oh, sorry.
Okay.
Anybody have any new business? All right, so I would entertain a motion to go to camera. I want to thank the public. We will, I don't know, we should be less than an hour in camera and then we'll come out if you want to join us back when we're finished. But thank you very much and for joining us today.
Move by Deputy Council, second by Carl Pino, be it resolved by council meeting for closed meeting pursuant to section 239 of the municipal act 2001 as amended for the following reasons. Personnel matters that will identify the individual, including municipal or local.
All those in favor?